Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere episode of Producer Cupe After Dark. My name is Jim Recupero, and here at OTM, I'm better known as Producer Cupe, and typically I'm behind the camera, but tonight, for the first time, I am in front of the camera with a premiere episode of Producer Cupe After Dark. It is February 6th, late in the evening, after the first legendary pack drop of the quote unquote boom era of NBA Top Shot. And here at OTM, earlier this afternoon, we had a fantastic live stream with both TJ and Justin on the stream before the pack drop, talking a little bit about the contents of the Holo Icon pack, the expected value of the pack, and eventually sweating out their inline position to try to secure a pack on air. Fortunately enough for TJ, he was able to secure and actually open his Holo pack on air. So if you haven't seen that yet, head over to our Own the Moment YouTube channel and definitely rewatch that one. It was a hell of a roller coaster given the circumstances that surrounded the Holo Icon pack drop. I think after the pack drop, we heard some commentary from Top Shot that there was over 25,000 people in line for around 2,600 Holo Icon packs. We obviously had some technical challenges with people being able to jump the line to purchase their pack before Top Shot had thought that they would be able to purchase. But like I said, fortunately enough for TJ, I believe he was sub 2,000 when he first entered the line, and he was able to eventually, after probably about 15 to 20 minutes of sweating his current position, he was able to get in there to secure a pack and ultimately to open it on stream. So if you haven't had a chance, like I said, head over, take a look at that, take a look at the Holo that he was able to secure. And we're going to have some more content around what his thoughts are on the Holo challenge. Is he going to try to short-term flip his Holo or hold in the longer term, try to potentially complete the Holo challenge? So we'll have more content around that. I myself was also in line to try to secure the Holo pack. $1,000, $999, certainly a very expensive price to pay for a pack. But if you hadn't heard, Justin Herzig had broken down the fact that the pack was certainly very plus EV, somewhere in the neighborhood of plus $3,000. But ultimately had talked to 6 or so of my friends, and we said it might make it a great investment or a group investment to try to all get in line and secure a pack. But unfortunately, with 25,000 people in line, none of us were able to secure a pack. So better luck next time to us. Congratulations to TJ, who was able to get one. And I think over at On the Moment, we were thrilled because we're going to be able to kind of bring more content around, what should you be doing with the contents of your Holo pack. And it'll be interesting to see how the marketplace reacts to the influx of these sort of Series 2 legendary moments. Out of 99, it should be very interesting to see how the prices continue to fluctuate between the base commons, the cool cats, how the impact of the holos will have on the cool cat challenge, given the Holo challenge appears to be heading at the same time or continuing at the same time as sort of the anticipated Cool Cats challenge number 2. But anyways, tonight I wanted to bring to our listeners a new kind of show here at OTM, where as a more of a common man approach to NBA Top Shot, what am I seeing in the marketplace as some of the short-term and the long-term plays that I've tried to analyze after gaining so much knowledge from just being around TJ and Justin. So to be clear, I myself am certainly not TJ and Justin. Those two are some of the sharpest people when it comes to these sort of endeavors, and I've learned a lot from them, given the friendships that we've been able to forge. And overall, I would say I've tried to take bits and pieces of what they do and make it work for the budget that I am trying to stay within. So tonight I thought I would give a kickoff and take a peek into the portfolio that I currently own, talk through one really major long-term play that I've been considering for 3 to 4 days now. Wanted to get this out into the open to see what you guys thought about this play, and then some other considerations around trying to continue to secure packs, make determinations about being able to flip those packs in the near term, hold them for future challenges or increased expectations in the marketplace. So let me take a peek over at my portfolio and I'll share my screen. When I first started my endeavor into Top Shot, which was probably no more than about a week and a half ago at this point, I thought, TJ and Justin had a lot of commentary around the S1, the Series 1 moments. So took a look at what Series 1 moments were out there, which ones were relatively affordable for me and my budget. And I, overall was trying to stay within $1,000 budget. So I'd made some quick early plays. I was fortunate enough to be able to secure a Cool Cats pack. And after securing the Cool Cats pack, realizing that I could, take my $14 investment and make, $300 or so off of that investment, I thought that made sense for the near term for me to sort of build my bankroll and to have some fun within the site and to see what I might be able to do, with some profit that the site was kind of pushing back to me. So I was able to flip that Cool Cat in the near term. And ultimately, my biggest sort of Series 1 play was the Steph Curry common that you're seeing here. Unfortunately, at the current moment, Steph has the S1 common has certainly seen a pretty decent decline in price. But the reason why I'm not sweating too much about that is because I thought the S1 Steph base common moment was a good price point for me to enter the market and was a good relatively long-term play to see how this market reacts and to ultimately just ride the roller coaster of the ups and downs that we're likely to see throughout the S1 moments, throughout certainly throughout the Series 2 moments with some of the challenges that are coming. But I thought it was a really good baseline to say, hey, Steph is certainly a star in the league, certainly someone that is very famous when it comes to likability and understanding and sort of just name and image. So I thought Steph might be a great play for me to enter the market. Like I said, it is significantly down at the current moment, but it's still been a good roller coaster to watch and is currently on the rise. So I'm interested to see sort of what happens with Steph in the near term. Some of the other players that I was able to get were Marvin Bagley III and Nurkic. I thought both of those guys were really good players, and really at the end of the day were relatively cheap S1 moments that I was able to secure. You'll see some other moments in here where some Series 2 commons. I was able to secure a few Series 2 common packs. I made some plays for those moments in and out, trading in the marketplace, able to flip a few. I'd say two of the ones that I've been able to keep after listening to TJ and Justin are the Gordon Hayward and the John Wall. So scrolling down, just trying to find those two. Yeah, here we go. I have Gordon Hayward and John Wall, knowing that they likely will get the first moment tag as they did not have a Series 1 moment. So looking for that first moment tag there to see if there's an influx or an increase ultimately in price. As we look at some of the other plays that I've got, one I would say is centered around rookies. I was able to get Precious Achiuwa relatively early and for relatively cheap. I think I spent maybe around $15 or $16 on Precious, and ultimately I'd heard he was a great player. And so it's been really fun to follow the rookie market into what's going to happen as we continue to progress and as Top Shots continues to gain more following. So really fun there. And then one last moment I wanted to highlight in my portfolio is the Derrick Rose got game moment. If you look, I didn't have any moments that had a tag from some of my initial investments, and so I had just watched and saw the challenges that had happened in series one after, again, Justin and TJ had talked about trying to glean insights from some of the past challenges. So I looked at the got game series, and me being a relatively common basketball fan, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest NBA fan, but I mean I watch and I'm relatively familiar with some of the bigger names. Derrick Rose was a name I'm certainly familiar with, and his price just seemed to be too low based on evaluating him against some of the other got game moments. And so I was able to pick up Derrick Rose, interested to see sort of what happens with that. Again, mostly to watch the market from a longer term perspective. But for now, I would say, 90+% of my portfolio is sort of longer term holds versus, shorter term flips, and trying to figure out what the right balance is for me going forward has been something that's incredibly interesting. This is where I really wanted to talk through, one of the biggest long-term plays that I've really been contemplating over the course of the last week or so. And so if you go up to Marketplace and everyone knows the name, if you type in LeBron James, you'll really get a chance to take a peek at some of the highest price moments we've seen LeBron and some of his cosmics and hollow moments go for $100,000. If you listen to TJ and Justin talk, they have talked about trying to get as much LeBron into their portfolio as they could, or at least making sure that they've got bits and pieces of LeBron here and there, knowing that we aren't sure exactly what Top Shot is going to do, how many moments they're going to mint. But ultimately, when you think about the long-term longevity of NFTs and NBA Top Shot in general, LeBron is going to go down as a, let's just call it a top 5 player of all time. In my opinion, probably a top 3, top 2 player of all time, right up there with MJ. And so if you had a chance to secure a Series 1 LeBron, especially one in the realms of imitating a dunk by Kobe Bryant, with what we do not know is if Top Shot is going to create moments from the past. So if you look at the LeBron S1s, and if you look at what is out there from a moment perspective, in my opinion, I think the S1 common out of 1,000, the LeBron Kobe dunk, is one of the coolest moments. It is just something that's really, really impactful. Is something that I think could stand the test of time. And overall, I think it really has a chance to be, one of those moments that just people continuously will talk about as we move forward and as we gain popularity. So I've really been debating this big investment at this point. Someone who had said he was going to, invest $1,000 or so. You look at this price tag, and actually right now it's at $5,988, which I think is about the cheapest that I've seen it over the course of the last week. I think there was one purchase for $5,400. So if we come down here to top sales, we can actually see the relatively recent purchases. So a few have been sold at $5,998, and you can see one at $5,400. 5,500 and $5,499. And so really haven't seen much under that price point. And again, this would be a significantly long-term investment for me. So this is one that I'm, going back and forth on, trying to understand if this might have long-term value, and if this might, secure and solidify some of the portfolio that I have, allowing me to say, how do I take, very limited amount of dollars after making such a big investment, and potentially try to just have some fun, maybe make a few dollars, try to see what I can open up in some packs. So that's really kind of one of the biggest decisions, on my mind right now. And really looking forward to putting this out there, to hearing what the people have to say about this kind of investment, and ultimately trying to track my portfolio as we go through the rest of the NBA season, and ultimately into the off season. So, like I said, I wanted to produce something that was a little bit different than what TJ and Justin are providing from a value perspective. I think there's an opportunity to have a little bit of fun. Called the show Producer Cupe After Dark, just to try to make it casual. Maybe have a few drinks. We'll see if we can get TJ and Justin on to roast some of my thoughts and challenges. I think that would be really fun. But overall, I would say, this is a start to what I've been able to do, and I'm interested to hear from the people. What do you think of my portfolio? Where should I be focused next? Is there near-term plays similar to the Cool Cats coming into the near future, where there's opportunity to flip for 10, 20x, and then gain yourself some ability to continue to play in the marketplace? And how are you guys investing? How are people out there, new to Top Shot, putting some money onto the site, thinking about what their opportunity for upside is, what their short and long-term goals are, and just generally having some fun with it. So I think this could be one of the wilder roller coasters that we see in the next 6 to 12 months, and really just looking forward to being on the ride. And if it goes down and things sort of go down in flames, it'll be a fun story to tell. And if it goes up, I think there's incredible upside, while also having some fun with some friends. Interested to hear your guys' thoughts. Looking forward to stepping out of the producer role and sort of showcasing to you guys a variety of the things that we're thinking about at OTM, and ultimately want to hear some feedback. So let me know what you guys think. For now, I'm Producer Cupe. This is episode 1 of Producer Cupe After Dark, and I am looking forward to talking to you guys at the next one.